Hello, my name is Skyliner, and welcome to my Minecraft city building series. This is video 2 in the series, and it took a long time as I was traveling for the summer, but I finally finished it, so let's get started. Last video, I talked about general guidelines of making a city, and if you haven't seen that, make sure to check it out, as this is the second part of the city building series. But today, I'm going to be adding on to the planning stage by making the city's road networks, districts, public transport, and the city's backstory, which will tie in with the districts. First, let's talk about the road planning. So I actually made 3 road network plans, because the first one, I decided scale wasn't a thing, and made my roads 5 blocks wide. So unless you are riding a horse through the town, it won't be of any use. After this, I made a network plan with road hierarchy in mind. I first made my arterial road, which will move all the traffic from the highway into the city. Then I connected my major collector roads. These grab up all the cars from the arterials, spreading them out into the city. These roads will have lots of parks and services next to them, as they can handle large amounts of traffic. They also act as the main roads in the city. Then moving down the chain of hierarchy, I made my minor collector roads. These roads are smaller, but are used for getting around in the city quickly. And below that are just your streets. These small little guys are extremely useful, as they get you to your final destination. They also have stuff like on-street parking, and everyone loves that because we all enjoy parallel parking between 2 idiots too close together. And to finish it off, below all of this are your alleyways. These either hold a sketchy car you buy candy from, or are just used for foot traffic. And garbage collection as well, but be careful distinguishing between the uses. But unfortunately, this didn't work again, as I made the gaps in between the roads way too large. So I basically spent a week of my life punching myself in the face. So I decided to move on to building it in Minecraft so I would be able to see the scale, and this managed to fix all the problems. I'm still working on the physical road network now, as it will take a while with the addition of curved roads in the city, but by the next video I should hopefully be done with it. Good luck, future me. So the city will have 4 main districts. Each district in this photo is shown by its border with the other districts. The first district shown by the cream-colored border is the French district. The buildings will be, well, very French, and is home to many rivers on the island. On top of its land, we'll have a kayaking resort, which will attract tourists to go kayaking down the river and through the city, safely being picked up where the river splits. This area at the bottom will be home to many shops and an emergency clinic just in case, allowing lots of profit from hungry kayakers going down the river. The signs in this district will be in French and English, allowing both French and English speakers to live comfortably. It will also have 3 metro lines going through it, allowing quick travel to resorts and the airport. And what I mean by districts is this area will have lots of beaches, unlike the other districts which will use their beaches for buildings. This is the central district, shown by the red border around it. This district will have the main downtown area and will be a northwest style, mainly having inspiration from Seattle and Vancouver. And if you draw out the border, it makes this shape, which your mother has touched many of. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, no. This district also has the main metro station, marked by the yellow dot on the map. The second to last district, marked by the white border, is the New York district. This will have a secondary downtown close to the central district's downtown. It will also have a port, but I will talk more about that later. And no, these people do not have a New Yorker accent unless they're actually from New York. I apologize in advance. Now moving on to the final district, the industrial district. This district will have the second port, allowing products to be shipped in and out of the city. It will mainly act as a trade port and will mainly store materials and will produce little to none. And those are the districts. So let's design our transport system. So I did design the transport system around the second road network design, but very few changes will be made to them, as the points of interest where they are intersected will stay in the same general location. Let's start with the metro system. I wanted the metro system to easily and quickly transport people to many points of interest. This will be very similar to the functions of the other forms of transport as well, but the main points of interest include large parks, ports, downtown areas, resorts, and intersections with other forms of public transport. The buses in the city will be used to swarm up people and transport them to more various locations, as shown in this image. They usually stay on the main roads, collecting foot traffic from those main roads and spreading them around the city. These bus lines also commonly intersect with metro lines, allowing you to easily swap your mode of transport. Now for the ports. There are 2 ports in the city, one for pedestrians and one for cargo. The pedestrian port is located in the New York district, just above the main park. It will connect to many major collectors, allowing traffic from the ships to spread out quickly, reducing the amount of traffic around them. Now the industrial port as well. In the industrial district, it will export and import products internationally and will boost local economy. Now let's tackle the airport. The airport will be on the second island so that planes won't collide into buildings when landing and will steer traffic away from the city. The only thing about airports is that they're very difficult to design. I'm just 15, I have no idea how to design an airport, but I'm going to try. And please don't make fun of me if it looks bad. But the airport will generally be pretty small, so at least that makes it more doable. But that sums up episode 2 of the series. We designed the road networks, public transport, and backstory. So, backstory. What kind of science garbage can I come up with? Plate movement? That's perfect. Alright. So, a plate lifted up an island out of the crust in 100 years. This heavily damaged nearby cities, mainly Vancouver and Seattle. The residents then started developing the new island. It also gained many citizens and tourists from international scientists coming to research it. Because of Canada's ties with the French, they allowed the French to study and develop parts of the new island. They also let the idiots below them do the same. Alright, now we're done. Now I'm gonna spend 2 months of my life designing a fucking airport.